Friends, in this micro lecture, we are going to discuss the strategy, or you can say last minute or last stage of preparation. We have only 50 days in our hand for Civil Service Preliminary Examination 2017. What to study and what not to study, or you can say what should be the strategy to crack preliminary part, I am going to discuss with you. You see, you have qualifying paper, CSAT aptitude paper, we say also general studies paper 2, which is qualifying in nature. You have passages, so around 30 to 35 passages are coming, means 30 to 35 questions are coming, and you will have 6 to 7, 8 passages, comprehensions. So you can easily crack these questions with no problem. And you have reasoning math around 30 questions, and decision making 8 questions which have no you can say negative marks, and decision making 8 data interpretation 5 to 6 questions they are asking. So easily this paper you can clear. So this is qualifying paper, so no issue. Out of 80 questions you can crack. If you score 27 near about 30, then this paper is done. That means you qualified this paper. The most important part is your general studies paper 1. So general studies paper 1 comprises your history, you can say ancient, medieval, modern, geography, you can say Indian geography, world geography, some sort of astronomy, all these things they are going to ask you. And in polity, so many things, and you can say economics, and also in environment and general science, current affairs, and whatever those miscellaneous or GK part is concerned. How to deal this part? What I mean to say, how to deal or how to prepare, or how your strategy should be there, should be to maintain these general studies paper 1 in 50 days, so that you can crack this exam without any problem, without any difficulties. You see, let's start with geography. We have Indian geography and world geography, and most of the questions are asked from Indian geography. Rivers, mountain ranges, hydroelectric projects, national parks, which is also part of environment, and they are going to ask you, you can say forest, even also census, even you can say those Tropic of Cancer, equator, all those latitude, longitude, many things. What I mean to say, you have to focus in geography, Indian geography, carefully. Another thing is that world geography. In world geography, you have to focus physical part, Asia, Africa, North America, South America, even also Europe, Australia, Antarctica, even also marine life, many things. But you must maintain a balance in between Indian geography and world geography. Sometimes UPSC is interested to ask you more questions from Indian geography, and sometimes UPSC is interested to ask you world geography also. You cannot say, okay, this year Indian geography questions are asked 20 questions, 17 questions, 15 questions, so I should skip this world geography part. You can't do that. So you have to focus both Indian geography and world geography. Another thing is that you have to be very focused astronomy wala part, not astrology. Astronomy means those planets which is closest planet to Earth, or Sun, dwarf planets, satellites, natural satellites, and they may be asking the highest peak, all those solar system, even also Sun they are going to ask you, even also Moon. So these are the things you have to comprehensively prepare for geography part. And in economics you have to remember, in economics you have to focus agriculture, industry, even international organizations like your World Bank, International Monetary Fund, World Trade Center, even also large number of conventions, centralized bank, and you can say trade related issues, even current related issues like your budget, economic survey, and economic terms also, right? So what I mean to say, economics part is very dynamic. Certain portions are current and certain portions are static, so maintain a balance in economics part. Next one is history. You see they are asking ancient, medieval and modern, and every year, if suppose they're asking 15 questions or 20 questions, 80% questions they're asking from modern Indian history. So in modern Indian history you have to focus, you should understand the Congress president, Indian National Congress president, who was the first president, who was the Muslim first Muslim president, English president, what happened in that time, Governor General, in president time. Even also they are asking governor generals, viceroys. You have to focus, railway was introduced during which governor general or viceroy, right? And also they may be asking telegraph, or you can say postal, you can say many things are there, so you have to mug up those things, right? Another thing is that in modern Indian history, freedom movement is most important. We have three nationalized movements, you can say non-cooperation movement, civil disobedience movement, and quit India movement. Three movements are very important. And apart from that, certain acts, regulating act, Peace India Act, you can say 1909 Act, Montagu-Chelmsford Act, Morley Minto Reforms or Act, or you can say 1935 Act, 1947 Act. So all these acts they are going to ask you. Every year they are asking at least 2 to 3 questions from these acts. If you remember 1773 Act till 1947, definitely 1 to 3 questions, 2 to 3 questions are pakka, definitely. Another thing is that in ancient part, Jainism, Buddhism, Indus Valley civilization, and you can say certain things like when iron was discovered, which was the first metal used by human beings, the first appearance of human beings in which continent, many things, certain some small things they are asking. And in medieval part, the Mughal wala part they are asking. So in Mughal part, you can say better you should focus 1526 to 1857. That means first Panipat War till 1858 Sipahi Mutiny. Your focus should be like that. And the modern history though starts from 1707, but since 1857 till 1947, your focus should be more and more, right? So now geography is over, and history is over. Economics I have told something, and I am going to talk something about Indian polity. You see, Indian polity, you have ample of scope, ample of material, but you have to focus those chapters which are very favorite for UPSC. UPSC is generally asking questions from different acts which are also part of modern history, like 1773 Act, 1784 Act, 1833 Act, 1860 Act, 1858 Act. Many acts are there till 1947. It is part of history as well as polity. And evolution of constitution, how constitution was created, what is constitutional assembly, all these things they are going to ask you a little bit. And citizenship chapter, fundamental rights, directive principles of state policy, fundamental duties, or you can say also president chapter, prime minister chapter, governor, chief minister, and the most important part is parliament, state legislature, high court, supreme court, and different committees also they are going to ask you. So I am just telling in a very shortcut way so that in 50 days you can focus more and more these chapters. And amendments also they are going to ask you 1 or 2 questions from amendment pakka. But if they are skipping, no issue. You must be very serious for amendments also. In which amendment voting age was reduced from 21 to 18, right? Cooperative societies, established under which amendment? Panchayat Raj, Panchayat Raj is also very important. Panchayat Raj, they are asking 1 or 2 questions every alternative year. So you can focus Panchayat Raj also. And you can say conventions or conferences, little bit you have to remember. Even also in economics also committees are important, you have to remember that. So what I mean to say, that in 50 days for 6 to 7 sections, history, geography, polity, economics, environment, general science, current affairs, and for miscellaneous GK, you have 6 to 7 segments. So try to judiciously give 7 days for each subject. 7 days for each subject. And I should tell after discussing you can say general science and current affairs, but environment also. But let me clear here that if you are unable to complete these things in 50 days, at least try to cover 70 to 80% and do as many as questions possible. Solving questions, previous year questions, at least 20 years is must for civil service. Preliminary part, first of all. So I am talking about preliminary part. So in prelims, whatever you have studied in last 6 months, 1 year, 2 year, no issue. And in these 50 days, if you focus certain chapters, certain areas, and revise more and more, revision is key to success. Revise more and more and solve at least 20 years question paper, and whatever question you have test series from market you can take, no issue. At least solve 20 years question paper and 15 to 20,000 questions, very similar stage, and I guarantee you nobody can stop you, right? Now we are going to focus environment. You see national parks, they are going to ask you, and you can say volcano, even it is also part of some portions of environment, they are part and parcel of geography. So don't worry, geography and environment, they are overlapping, sometimes it's synonymous. So national parks, biosphere reserves, wetlands, Ramsar Convention, you can say Kyoto Protocol, Nagoya Protocol, Cartagena Protocol, and many protocols are there. Even also Copenhagen Convention, Earth Hour, Earth Summit, Rio de Janeiro, even also IG Target, Agenda 21, even also little bit scientific research programs in Antarctica, even also you can say forest also, and you can say whatever we say, the birds, even IUCN, International Union for Conservation Nature, endangered species like your birds, and those extinct species, critical endangered, they are going to ask you. Even also red panda and those environmental organizations, green organizations, they are going to ask you. And in environment, they are asking you certain factual things and certain concept wala things. For concept, you must focus ecological terms, environment terms like ecological needs, biomagnification, bioaccumulation, ozone concept also, color of ozone, many things. So you can manage that environment. And environment, for environment, question practice is most important. Another thing is for general science. You see, general science NCERT is best, but if you have less time, you can finish, you can complete, you can say human systems like skeletal system, respiratory system, you can say dormitory system, many systems, digestive systems are there, 10 to 11 systems you have to finish. Even also in general science, vitamins, minerals, and vitamin deficient diseases you can say. So these are the things you have to remember. And for science and technology, which are also part of science, You can go for missile wala things, nuclear programs, Indian nuclear program, all these things you can manage. And another thing is that, what I have already mentioned, let me repeat that in these 50 days, the most important part is don't read anything new. Don't read anything new. Whatever you have, suppose geography, you have Majid Hussain, G.C. Leong, map, all right, you read that only. And apart from that, question bank. And if you have polity, only Lakshmikant. If you have not read D.D. Vasu, no issue. Question bank. For environment, P.D. Sharma or whatever those are available in market, you just study sincerely, standard textbook, NCERT 12 class, 3 to 4 chapters environment, and practice as question possible. For modern history, you have Bipin Chandra, V.L. Grover, NCERT. Many books are the spectrum, but at least study one book twice, thrice, as many as possible, and after that, just do modern Indian history, ancient history questions, solve questions. Another thing is that for geography, question bank, all these books, environment, question bank book, economics, Ramesh Singh, you have economic survey, budget, many books, Datta Sundaram. Read only one book and any book, whatever you like, but repeat, revise it, and go for solving questions. Give more focus on budget, more focus on survey also. They are going to ask you 3 to 4 questions definitely. Another thing is that GK wala part. In GK, Monroe yearbook is there, India yearbook is there. India yearbook is also very important. In India yearbook, you have nearly 35 chapters, but you have to focus science and technology, defense. First, talking about India wala chapter, even agriculture, industry, economics, trade wala chapter, at least 20 chapters you should read properly. And the best GK book that is published by Government of India, India yearbook, every year they are publishing, and they are definitely asking 10 to 15 questions. Don't worry if they are not asking. Somehow you will find 10 to 20 questions directly or indirectly from that book. So read that India yearbook published by